Thank you so much for the introduction there. Appreciate it. So hello, my name is Henrik Mebius. I'm really honored to be here with you today, so thank you all for coming. I am an e-commerce strategist working for a company called VAIMO, and today I will talk about then the e-commerce tactics for the mind of the modern consumer. So VAIMO is a full-service e-commerce agency and an enterprise member for Magento. And we were founded in 2008 and have roughly 250 employees throughout the world. And we are very proud of having an office here in Tokyo as well. This is a list of some of our clients, international clients from many parts of the world. And as you can see, we have many types of customers ranging from apparel and accessories to home and garden, fashion, and many more, both in the B2C and the B2B arenas. So, the modern consumer, who is this? Well, in fact, all of us are modern consumers, aren't we? And the thing is that we are all affected very much of the technology changes that are ongoing right now. And these changes are so big that you could almost call it a revolution, a technology revolution. Just a matter of looking around us today and see where we were 10 years ago. So 8 years ago, we did not have any iPhones. 7 years ago, no apps. Can you imagine a day without an app? I can't. 90% of our day, the 200 times that you use your phone a day, 90% of those times we use apps. And so on and so forth. So there's a lot of usage these days on this. So, how to address this? Because this affects, the mind of us today. And if you're in sales or marketing, you really have to know, some key traits and how to handle this and take advantage of this. So that's what I will talk to you about today, and some tactics on how to handle it. So starting with the first one then, which is that the modern consumer is technological. I am sure that you have seen this before, and there's two very important pieces that were written by first Everett Rogers in the 60s when he launched the diffusion of innovations, and then Geoff Moore in the 90s he published his book Crossing the Chasm. And we talk about here are early adopters and innovators. That's who you should target if you want to sell high-tech stuff, something that is completely new on the market. The 15% of the total market. Because for these, new is hot. You really want this. And they are willing to try it out. The other ones, if you look at the early majority, new is not so hot because they will never essentially buy the first version of anything. They will buy the second version when it's a little bit more mature. And then the further you gravitate or move to the left towards me, the new is not so hot anymore. But today it's a different world because more and more people are gravitating towards becoming, early adopters and innovators. Just look at what happens when there's a new iPhone that comes out or a new Xbox. There's a truckload of people that want the latest, and this is really a big shift. So all of a sudden, your market for new and high-tech things is growing. Everybody wants this. Let me see if I can move my mouse. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. So, but the thing is that the sales pitch is still the same. The sales pitch is still technology and innovation, but it works for a lot more people. Just look at Apple, what they've done the last decade. I know it's a little bit hard for you in the back to see this, so I will tell you what it says. 450 Mbps. I know it means megabit per second, but I tell you, my wife has no clue what that means. And then it says LTE, up to 25 bands. And this is just the start of it. Look at this, they have exploded drawings on how many lenses there is in this new iPhone. And they talk about quad LED true tone flash. I don't even know how to translate it into Swedish. I don't know if you're more successful in Japanese. So, I mean, and it only goes, even into the software with Siri, who, you know, should know, she knows what you want before you do. That's what they claim on their site. And 1334 times 750 pixels. That's the resolution. So, what does this really mean? Does anyone know? No, but everybody wants it, right? This is how Apple is selling to the masses today. It's innovation and it's technology. And then you have these ones, the digital natives, the ones that are brought up with this new technology. Hey Dad, internet doesn't work, fix it. What's an antenna, Dad? Or, Dad, I don't want the iPhone 4, it's so old, and I want, iPhone 7 with, LTE, 25 bands, and here, this is the picture of the guy that I rode with, the taxi driver, and I can immediately do reviews for him for that drive, or for that ride. Free People is another nice site to look at, and they are a company that has roughly 1,400 stores globally. They make a ton of money, and they take technology really seriously. And their target group is females between 20 and 30 years old, so digital natives. And they really put the consumer in charge. You can see over here that what you can do is that, so they sell clothes, right? But you can upload your pictures of the clothes that you bought from them. You can even create your own collections, and you can review these collections. So, and then they do it on a 5-inch screen. So they take this really, really far. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is that the modern consumer is alone. We are alone. Do you recognize yourselves in this? I certainly do. In a lot of social situations, I'm not going to play these videos. If you haven't seen them, then I warmly recommend you seeing them. I forgot my phone and look up. And it's the saddest part about the mobile era is that it makes us really lonely and disconnected. Because in a lot of social situations, instead of interacting with each other, you look at this. So, what's different here? Mobile did it, right? We're addicted to this thing. We check it 200 times a day. And we're always there, and we see comfort in it. And the number of friends that we have is exploding. but yet we are very lonely because the quality of these friends are maybe not so good. So, what to do here? First of all, go mobile. Most of our clients have more than 50% of their traffic coming through mobile and more than 50% of their revenue coming through mobile. And that's the future. So go mobile, keep going mobile, and create a relationship with your customers online or whatever channel that they are using. Be personal. And let's move on to see a couple of examples of that. Ivy Revel, one of VAIMO's clients. Ivy Revel started out, it was a blogger, a girl, 20-something years old, and she started this clothing company. And what you see here is that she wants to create a personal relationship with her customers. So she writes a personal note to some of them, and that's what happens here. So on Facebook, this customer, she gets, all excited about this. She says over here, oh my God, I'm legit dying right now. Because she got this personal message from the owner. And she's sharing this. So people really like to share even brands onto their, Instagrams, Facebooks, and so on and so forth. And that is, a really good commercial channel as well. And if this site was not mobile optimized, of course, this wouldn't have happened because she needs the phone to do this. On to another example, another VAIMO client, ridestore.com. They take this really seriously with a personal connection. They take it so far that it is a competitive advantage. And what you see here is discussions with their customers on Facebook, Instagram, but also on text message, and I will get to the text messages here in a bit. But they take every opportunity that they can, that they get, to discuss. Not only about the questions that the customers ask them on Instagram and Facebook about the products and what have you, but they also, talk about events that are related to their clothes that they sell. And they get a lot of questions about that. And they take it so far that when the parcel is shipped, they send this note, a personalized message on text message to the customer. So, hi, this is Anthony at Ride Store. I just packed your stuff. Hope you will like it, /Anthony. So, very personal. Of course, it's an automated message. They just hit a button and it goes, but it feels very personal. Then I want to talk about self-absorbed. I think that you've seen these kind of pictures in a few social media. A friend of mine, he doesn't know about it, but and it's all about me, my feed, my company, my brand, my friends. It's me, me, me. And on it goes. And what this does is that it also teaches us what the expectations are on an e-commerce site in terms of user-friendliness on a mobile, on an e-commerce site on mobile. Okay, so now we know this, but what to do then? First of all, we have to be on a 5-inch screen. We have to be very personal. Because if you have a desktop-sized screen, you can cover a lot of different topics. But on this size, you cannot. You need to be extremely personal and relevant. And you can also, and you need to boost the ego that we talked about with public profile champions and what have you. So let's look at this personalization a bit and see what we can do there. This is an example with a persistent cart and Wishlist from Naturkompaniet, a client of VAIMO, who is selling outdoor garments, boots, when you want to go tenting, as an example. And what Naturkompaniet realized is that we need to get the customers to log in. When to do this then? Well, in this case, they decided to grab the bull by the horns and do it up front. So we used standard Magento login. You can see that they topped it off with, the icon's really small, but they have also Facebook and Google+. So minimizing the friction to log in. And once they've logged in, they can, save the basket, and then also the wish list. So when I go to and I change device and log in there, I can again see the cart and the wish list, so it's stored, it's persistent. And this also helps the stores because they are really, really strong on omni-channel. So when the customer goes into the store and has maybe saved something on the wish list, the store staff can also log in on a tablet and retrieve the information about the wish list, even convert that into an order in the store for pickup in the store or home delivery. So it covers the full length or the breadth of the customer journey from desktop, mobile, physical store, and back. Create your own style. Right store again, and what they have is something called the style creator. Sorry, I went too far. It's an option down here in the menu. So they have a menu up there, and down there they have something called style creator. So here you can select which clothes that you want to see and how they fit together. So here I selected a pair of red pants with this jacket over here, and then I added a helmet and some goggles, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, what I can do is to save this style. I can share it. I can even order it. And it remembers it because this is an app. So when I come back later on, I don't have to log in again because you log in once and that's it. So extremely personal and relevant on a 5-inch screen. The fourth topic today is about us being stressed out or stressed more than ever. And when we are not stressed, then the hippocampus rules. We are smart, we are deliberate, and everything works as it should. But when we are stressed, the midbrain takes over. And midbrain is not so smart. Actually disastrous at math, and we go, more of the gut feel. So, what can we do then? Because we know that a lot of people are stressed. Maybe they are on the way home from work. They have a few minutes and they want to check something. Reinforce control. Put the customer in charge, making sure that they know what's going on. They have the full picture. Avoid overload, so option overload. And also give guidance, because when we are stressed, we want guidance. We want someone to help us, someone to hold a hand. So design-oriented, the client also by VAIMO is an entertaining and trendy marketplace for design items. And you can see here that it's a very clean interface. So when I check and add, or when I add an item to the cart, it's very much, the user is very much in control. It's not a lot of things in there. They want for the customer to focus on what's important right now, and that is shop. Also, contained experiences. This is Jack Daniels, also a customer of ours, who have a very nice and awarded site where the site is everything that you need in the checkout flow is contained. You don't need to go anywhere to find out what about the shipping, what about returns. It's all there, the information that you need. Another thing that we can do is to minimize friction. Filipino has a very minimalistic design, as you can see. And one of the things with selling clothes is that sometimes the customers want to feel it. They want to feel what those pants, what they are like. And you can't really see it here, but it's also contained experience in that this tab up here is about shipping and returns. So they don't have to leave the page to find out about that. But also view store availability. So they can see exactly which store has my size of these pants that I'm looking for. So if I rather go today and touch them, I can go. I know where to go. Then on to the biggest problem that we have when it comes to clothes, selling them online, is size. So what Filippa K did is that they went with this solution called Virtue Size, and what that does is that you can compare with a pair of pants that you already own. So you log in, it's very easy, and then you measure your pants that you like, that you have at home. It gives instructions on how to do that, where to measure. You put the measurements in, and then at the end of the day, you can see how it compares with the pants that you're looking at. So here's a extra small, and then the large. And I can see which ones that are is matching my favorite pants best. And this has a great importance for the conversion rate. People know that it will fit. Got on options, Fjärräven. What we did with them was that they have this backpack that I've seen quite a bit of here in Tokyo, and only been here one day. Maybe you recognize these backpacks, but they have, of this kind, they have 200 options. And so what we did here was to create a selection guide. So you select the type of backpack that you're looking for, and then the system automatically sorts out the relevant choices for that. So it gives you a nice and clean feeling. This, by the way, is not possible for if you sell this in a different channel, let's say a big retailer who sells a lot of brands. This is something that you can do on your site and will make your customers come to your site and buy. What else on stress then can we do? Well, eliminate weight and follow standards. Let's look at eliminate weight to speed up. We know that speed is really important. Look at this. This is on the left-hand side. I'm going to open up the web browser and go to our customers' Right Store's website. And on the right-hand side, I will open up the app. So I start typing the URL, and then after 2 seconds, the app is ready. You can start using it. And then, for the web browser to load, and 45 seconds later, you're there. And you may say, okay, fine, Henrik, but you know what? 45 seconds isn't that much. But what if your site, the first page on your site, took 45 seconds to load? How many customers, or how much would you lose in revenue because of that? So speed is everything. from there it's pretty basic, you know, they have the same look and feel, so to speak. And then the last topic and the last tactic for today is using interface standards. You know, the tip here is, the tactic here is to use the standard icons that are available today for the cart, for the accordion or the hamburger menu up here. For any icon that you have that you know there is a standard today. So reuse that and you will minimize friction for the customer. Then there's a whole lot of more things that we are as modern consumers. But that I will have to say for next year. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you. It's been an honor being here. Thanks so much.